Hello, freshmen. This is Algebra 1. So, I'm going to let you know what we're doing today. First, we are going to go over what we learned last week. Then, we are going to go over a new topic. And then, we are going to give you a handout, and all of you are going to take it, and hopefully you guys can get 8 out of 10 on the handout. I will take it back and grade it right before, and then we'll go over what you guys missed. Then, lastly, we will review about what has happened and what we have learned today. So, to start off, what did we learn last week?
How to find points on a graph.
Good job, Linda. Okay, so here is a graph. Can anybody tell me what this is? Axis. Which axis is this?
Y-axis.
You are correct. So if this is Y, then what is this, Dylan?
X-axis.
You are correct also. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Now, can anyone tell me what is the coordinates of A?
5, 1.
Yes, because you go over and then you go up. Now, anyone want to tell me B? Ashley?
-2, 1.
Yes, over, up, -2, 1. Now C?
-1, -3.
You are correct also. So since we have mastered, I guess, the topic of finding coordinates and telling me where they're posted and everything, we will go on to graphing and lines. Now, graphing and lines, the main thing that you need to know is the formula. But the formula combines 3 aspects. First, the slope, which equals the m, and y equals mx plus b. Then the y-intercept, which equals the b, and y equals mx plus b. Then the x and y are your coordinates. Now, let's start with slope. Slope is a very touchy subject. A lot of people get confused on X and Y and which way they go and how you go rise or run or wherever it goes. So, I'm going to show you an easy way. First, let's learn how to find slope. Okay, so, now, I have a line right here. This line has a slope. Now, how you find slope is you go up and then you go over. But slope equals, m equals, as you can see, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So, what you do is, here's your points. What is this point? Right here.
0, 0.
0,
Oh, you are correct. So, and then what is this point? You go up 2, over 2.
2, 2.
Yep. So you have your 2 points. Now, what do you do with those? How do you find the slope now? Okay, when you look at a slope, what it is your first on top is the y. So you are dealing with these two. So you do 2, and as you can see in the formula, it's minus. So 2 minus 0 divided by, and then you do your x's. So you have to keep with this one though. You can't jump up and put 0 minus 2 because then that will ruin your whole slope. So what you do is you go 2 minus 0, which equals 2 over 2. And what does that equal?
1.
Yes. So m equals 1, which is your slope. Now we're going to go into y-intercept. But first, the way I remember how slope goes is you rise and then you run. As you can see, rise over run. Right there. Now, the way I look at it is when you're sitting down, you can't just run full throttle. You have to first get up or rise before you start running. So, rise and then run. As you can see, you rise up and then you run. So, you got rise over run, and that is slope. So you do your y's over your x's. Now, let's go into y-intercept. Your y-intercept is where the point that crosses the y-axis on your line. On this one, where is it? Anyone can see?
0?
Yes. So the y-intercept is 0. Now, can anyone show me how to put it in a formula? I will go back to the formula. The formula is mx plus b. So, what is your slope?
1.
1.
Okay. So, and then you have to remember there's an x. And then you have to plus, but what's your b?
0.
Yes, because it's your y-intercept. So this is your line. Y equals 1x plus 0. Let's try another example. Now, when you look at this, it is... Linda, I told you last week, no phones in this class. I am going to confiscate it and I will give it back to you at the end of class. While I'm at it, James, wake up. You should not be sleeping. There is a quiz after this, so you should probably be paying attention because it is going for a grade. So, now, let's look at a different kind of line. Let's look at 1, 2. So, now looking at this line is different than the first one. So, let's look at slope first. Now, can anybody tell me your two coordinates? Anyone?
0, 0,
Yes. And?
2, 2.
2, 1.
Oh, 2, 1.
Yes. You are correct, Ashley. It's okay. It's difficult. Now what do? You look at this and you see, how do I get slope from this? Remember, you rise before you run. So you have to look at your y's first, obviously. So it's 1 minus 0 over, can anyone tell me what it's over?
2
Dylan?
minus 0.
Yes. Okay, so 2, can anybody tell me what that is?
1
M.
over 2.
Yes, it is m.
Slope.
But
1 over 2.
yes, 1 over 2. So that equals m. Now, what is your y-intercept?
0.
Yes. So your b equals 0. Now, can anyone put this in a formula for me? Ashley?
1/2 x
Okay,
plus
yes.
b, or plus 0 equals y.
Yes, you are correct. Let's try one more before I give you your handout. Now, this handout will be hard, but it will challenge many of you. Okay, and in this handout, I want you to do exactly what I'm showing you. I want you to post the coordinates, then I want you to find m, and then find b, and then put in a formula. I want you to go through every step so I see where you are falling apart or where you're succeeding or what, so I can help you better in the future. Now, this is our next line. Okay, so where are the two crosses? What are the two coordinates?
0, 1,
Yes, 0, 1.
and
2, 4.
Yes, you are correct. 2, 4. Now, can anyone tell me how to do slope?
you take
Dylan?
1 minus 4, or 4 minus 1,
Okay, 4 minus 1.
Over 2
2 minus 0.
You are correct, both of you. Good job. So that equals 3 divided by 2. So that is, what is that?
No,
3, 2,
1 and a half.
1 and a half.
Yes, and your slope. So 3, 2. This, you want to put that down, like that. Okay, now, where is your y-intercept? What is it?
It is
It is 1.
Yes, so b equals 1. anyone do this in a graph? Put this in the formula.
It
Y
is
equals 1.5 x plus 1. Right?
I think it's 32.
No,
Or is
1.5 is the same thing.
Okay.
3, 2 is 1.5.
Mhm.
But I'm glad we lowered it. Okay, so 1.5 x plus 1. So now, how, this will be on your handout now. So let me get your handout. You will have 8 minutes to finish 10 problems, and I'm expecting for everyone to get 8 out of 10 on these problems. Time warp, time warp, time warp. Okay, kids, time to hand in. Okay, okay. Let me just grade these real quick. Time warp, time warp, time warp. Okay, class, well, I got amazing news. Everyone got 8 out of 10. So that means you guys really did learn your lesson. Okay, so let's review. What did we do last week?
Points on a graph.
Yes. So did that led us into graphing lines. And what happens with lines? What's the formula? Anyone can tell me? Ashley?
Y equals mx plus b.
You are correct. So what does m equal?
Slope.
Yes. What does b equal?
Y-intercept.
Yes. And x and y are the coordinates. So how do we figure out what slope is?
Y is over 1.
Yes.
Or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
You are correct. Now, y-intercept, where is the y-intercept on the graph?
Where it crosses the y-axis.
Yes. So, as you can see, on this graph, your y-intercept was 1, and your slope was 3, 2. So, good job today, guys.